Uganda's labor force consists of 15 million individuals, with agriculture accounting for 73% of the labor force employed in 2010. Now, about 95% of the 11 million people working in agriculture are informal workers within the services sector. 80% of the jobs are in the non-wage, or you call the informal sector jobs, but mainly in the low productivity retail trade. Now, technical and vocational education as well as training sector has the potential of providing the biggest number of skilled employees to increase Uganda's productivity. Now, to this conversation we're having about the TVET skilling program. It's meant to have you and your family and friends to understand how far this project is running and how best you can actually jump in. Follow this conversation online with the hashtag Skills for Success. We went around the country and we talked to a couple of experts within the Ministry of Education and Sports, and they gave us their opinions. I'm Andrew Chamagiroba. Just to remind you, this program is powered by the Ministry of Education and Sports, not forgetting the Skilling Uganda and the World Bank. Let's get into skilling now.
On April 18, 2013, the government of Uganda, through the National Planning Authority, in consultation with national stakeholders, launched the country's Vision 2040. Vision 2040 was conceptualized around strengthening the fundamentals of the economy so as to harness the abundant opportunities around the country. One of the integral components of this strategic direction was transformation of the country's education system and curricula, owing to its potential to develop the competencies needed to optimize self-productivity, employability, and improve labor productivity, which will drive industrial growth. The government prioritized skills development in the country.
His Excellency, in his wisdom, saw that this is a strategic investment that we need to do so that we are able to pull people out of their, first of all, poverty. Poverty comes because you can't use your skills to produce anything. So if we can get people out of, skill them, make them productive, and then come into the workforce generally.
The government recognized technical and vocational education and training TVET as the silver bullet that would provide the much-needed competencies and skills that would drive the sustainable growth of Uganda's industries and at the same time position Ugandans to be employable both locally and internationally. It is on this basis that the government developed the Skilling Uganda strategy, a 10-year plan from 2012 to 2022, aimed at transforming the technical vocational education and training subsector from an education subsector into a comprehensive system of skills development for employment, enhanced productivity and growth.
In 2012, we launched a strategic plan for TVET, which we codenamed Skilling Uganda Strategic Plan, and it was a 10-year project. So from that plan, now we started thinking, what is it that can be done to first improve the image of TVET, 2, improve the institutions that we have, 3, align the many actors, because at that time everybody was doing their own things. So we are saying, how do we align the many actors in TVET so that we bring them into a focused way of delivering TVET. In 2014, he again encouraged, gave focus to the Albertine region, because that was the time that we were having maybe rumors, or we had discovered that actually that is an oil region, and so there was a need to invest in that region so that we uplift the standard of the region, but also provide skills for the extraction of oil in that region, and so that was critical. So a project was designed, and that is the ARSDP project. 2 years later, in 2016, we designed another one, that is the USDP, and that USDP was now to really try to revamp the entire TVET subsector.
The strategy underscored a paradigm shift for skills development with the aim of realigning the policy and institutional framework as well as investment in skills development to transform the current supply-driven system to a robust, sustainable and dynamic skills development system that would respond to the skills needs of the growing Ugandan economy. Implementation of the strategy required some critical reforms as well as major investment program. These reforms included, among others, ensuring that TVET system was oriented towards labor market needs in order to increase productivity and economic growth. Giving TVET institutions greater autonomy to take actions on their own, reinforced with greater accountability from the institutions. Pulling together different management and regulation functions for skills development into an integrated organization that reduces fragmentation in the sector.
We were getting into a situation where technology was moving very fast. We needed people, we didn't have the people. And so these institutions were really meant to be revamped. People encouraged to go into TVET, so there was a lot of awareness issues around. And then, you know, when the image is good, people come. So in the past, because the image was so bad, people would not want to come. But this time, the purpose was really to revamp the entire image of TVET and make sure that people are able to come. We improve the institutions, we improve the instructors, we develop the curriculum.
Looking at the institution and this project at large, we are grateful to the Ministry of Education and Sports for the improvement that has been rendered to this college. We started with the infrastructure development. We retooled our staff, and we have also acquired a number of other equipment and infrastructure to enable us do a practical training for our students. We are looking at the competence-based curricula, which we have already developed. Right now, we have received all the buildings, infrastructure that we needed, which has actually enabled us to train and increase on the number of trainees in this institution.
We used to have courses like block laying and concrete practice, right, together. That was, people used to think that course was just to lay bricks or blocks and then the course is done. But according to the reforms that have taken place, block laying has been changed into building construction. When the curriculum changed to building construction, these courses have been enriched, totally enriched. I want to tell you that with all these new courses, the students are doing computer, which was not there in block laying and concrete practice. They are now applying their technical drawing using in computer, known as what? CAD drawing, that is computer-aided drawing. So TVET has done a very good job for us, especially for all the courses. We have also what we used to call motor vehicle. People would think just repairing a vehicle and that is all. But now we have automotive mechanics, which is well enriched. So we do look at all vehicles, the modern vehicles, that is automatic vehicles. We are no longer looking at only the conventional vehicles where we used to have the manual type.
We have introduced a new course which has run, this is the second year, a course in agri-processing. A course in agri-processing. And the USDP has come fully to fund it. And it has done many things up to now. Structures have been erected. A milk processing house has already been put in place. A feed mill structure has already been put in place.
As we talk right now, there's some improvement in students, both the male and females. Previously, the female students were not so many, but currently, like now in our course in motor vehicle, we have about 4 girls taking motor vehicle. And in building also there are girls, in fact about 8 of them. But I thank the government of Uganda, more so under USDP, because USDP has encouraged the Ugandans to take on short courses. These short courses are just 8 weeks. We are under what we call NAITI. NAITI, this is Northern Alberta Institution of Technology. These instructors have come to equip also our instructors here. First of all, they have trained our instructors so that these instructors can be able to train now the Ugandans. They have received these skills so that they can help Ugandans.
Before the USDP, Kasodo was not like the way it is right now. In fact, to a newcomer, when you reach Kasodo, you may think the real Kasodo is still ahead. There were parts that crisscross the institution. You see people from the neighboring villages crisscrossing the institute even when we are teaching. And in terms of facilities, the facilities that were there were not so good. We were badly off actually. In terms of instructors, we didn't have enough instructors almost in all the departments. But right now we are better, much better. The improvements under the projects are quite many. There are very many actually.
We have developed so many partnerships, both within and outside. We are training now our instructors outside, some in France, some in Canada, and we are seeing that we are bringing now the international element even into our training. Partnerships are not only outside, but even locally we've been able to develop a lot of partnerships. Centers of excellence, we have established them, and I think now when you go to a TVET institution that is a center of excellence, you can smile. You can be attracted. Actually, we now see people getting more interested in joining because of the image that we have given out there. When we talk about a center of excellence, we are talking about a place where you can go and get the best of that, the best of what you'd want to see. In this case, we are talking about professions. And now we are talking about where you can go and get all that you want in that profession. And we are talking about a center where the training in that profession is best done. We want to have as many centers of excellence as possible, so that when I talk about tailoring, straight away a name rings of some institution that is best known for tailoring. When I talk about construction, there is an institution that we know is best known, and when you go there, you'll get all you want about that profession. So that is what we are calling a centers of excellence. Now, sometimes people take a whole institution as a center of excellence. It's difficult when you have very many trades within that institution. So as a country, we are saying, let's find for each trade somewhere where people know that this is where we can go for that trade. But also, as you know, in this country, we have focus areas of NDP3. There are those important areas that we must focus on during this period. We have the area of construction, we have the area of manufacturing, we have the area of agriculture itself, we have an area of tourism, and those ones, those key sectors, energy. And so, under this project, we've tried to establish centers of excellence for those important trades that the NDP3 is focusing on. So for example, in Bushenyi, we have focused on manufacturing. And so the equipment that we are giving there, the construction that is being done there, the curriculum that is being developed there, the focus area of staffing and also of capacity development is all around the area of manufacturing. so that when you go to Bushenyi, you'll find the infrastructure for manufacturing, you'll find the instructors that can do it, you'll find the equipment that is delivered there is for that purpose, and you'll find all that you need for training in place. So that's what we mean by Center of Excellence. And so in Bushenyi, Uganda Technical College Bushenyi, we have, that's the focus. But with Bushenyi, we have also put another 3 institutions attached. So the Karera Technical Institute has been identified as one that can do almost what Bushenyi can do. So you don't have to go to Bushenyi because you can go to Karera. We are trying to uplift 3 other institutions to support Bushenyi to do this. We also have one in Nyamitanga Technical Institute, and we also have one in Lake Katwe. If you go to Lake Katwe now, you will admire the institution. It has been uplifted, it has been given equipment, the instructors have been retooled. Actually, they went abroad for training. The curriculum has been restructured. And when you talk about manufacturing in any of these 4 institutions, they are where to go because they have been developed for that purpose. Same thing with the Bukalasa. Bukalasa is focused on agriculture. And Bukalasa has been attached to another 3 institutions. Kabramaido Technical Institute, we have Rwentanga Technical Institute, and we have Sese Farm Technical Institute. Those 3 are also, as I could say, nearly as good as Bukalasa. So you don't have to come to Bukalasa to get what you need, because you can go to Kabramaido. If you're at that end, you can go to Rwentanga, you can go to Sese Institute. All of them have been given the facilities to ensure that the kind of training in agriculture is the kind of training that we deserve for this country. So that is Bukalasa. Then we have Lira. Lira Technical College has been designed and has been designated for road construction. That is a center of excellence in road construction. So whatever input we are putting in Lira is meant to ensure that they are able to train, they have the facilities, they have the infrastructure, and they have the curriculum that is designed for road construction. That is a challenge, and that's a new area that we've not been having strongly in this country. So we will now all be going to Lira for road construction. However, again, to support Lira, we have 3 other institutions that are also being designed the same way to support road construction, and that includes Kitgum Technical Institute, Kalongo Technical Institute, and Ora Technical Institute. All of them are being upgraded, all of them are being capacity built, all of them have the equipment, and all of them have the infrastructure that is necessary for road construction. Then we have Elgon, Uganda Technical College, Elgon. Also, this time focusing on general construction, beyond road, beyond general construction. And they also have 3 institutions that are attached, and that is Kaliro Technical Institute, we have Butaleja Technical Institute, and we have Kasodo in Palisa. So those 3 institutions are equally being developed almost with the facilities that we have at Elgon, so that they are able to support general construction. However, there is also Kichwamba and the Uganda Petroleum Institute, Chigumba, are also being developed into centers of excellence for oil and gas. Chigumba, particularly for everything oil and gas. Kichwamba is being supported to go for construction related to oil and gas. So the 2 are really for oil and gas. And so, in addition to the 4 that we talked about, we are also focusing on those 2 for oil and gas in particular.
Behind the deliciousness of that meal you enjoy at your favorite restaurant is a skilled chef. Behind the strength of that building where you work or study is a skilled technical engineer. Behind the proper electrical wiring and lighting in your home is a skilled electrician, a skilled mechanic, a skilled seamstress, a skilled nurse, a skill. You too can master the right skill to become the best at what you do. Olina Potential. Enroll in any certified TVET institution and get the right skills to start a new career today. For more information, please visit the Ministry of Education and Sports offices at the Embassy House, Kampala, or call us on 0414-234-451. You could also visit our website on www.education.go.ug. Olina Potential. Enroll in any certified TVET institution and get the right skills to start a new career today. For more information, please visit the Ministry of Education and Sports offices at the Embassy House, Kampala. Olina Potential. Enroll in any certified TVET institution and get the right skills to start a new career today. For more information, please visit the Ministry of Education and Sports offices at the Embassy House, Kampala.
For many years, TVET has been neglected because many people think technical vocational training and education is for those who are not academically very sound, or for those who are poor, they can't afford higher education, and yet the contrary is true. Technical vocational training, it is key for national development. So based on the Skilling Uganda strategy, a number of reforms were recommended, and one of the reforms is to redesign the way we program training in TVET. So ARSDP component 3, for instance, is one of the projects which is initiating that kind of reform, which is recommended in the Skilling Uganda strategy. Albertine Region Sustainable Development Project is being implemented, first of all, by 3 implementing agencies, and it is focusing at the Albertine region. Component 1, which is dealing more or less with road networks, connectivity in the Albertine region, is being implemented by UNRA. Then component 2, which is focusing on urban development and planning, is being implemented by Ministry of Lands. And then component 3, which is focusing on upgrading and accessing skills for the Albertine region, is being implemented by Ministry of Education and Sports. That is where this office is a coordinating unit for component 3 under Ministry of Education and Sports. Component 3 is focusing on oil and gas, okay, which is also why most of the activities, or all the activities for component 3, is in the Albertine region. To ensure that we attune our training to oil and gas, and to ensure that Ugandans participate effectively during the production of oil and gas, we have taken a number of steps to reform the way we are going to train students to go through oil and gas programs. First of all, we are targeting 2 institutions in the Albertine region to transform those 2 institutions to centers of excellence in training for oil and gas. These 2 institutions include Uganda Petroleum Institute Kigumba is being transformed into a center of excellence for oil and gas training. We have UTC Kichwamba. UTC Kichwamba is being transformed into a center of excellence to train in oil and gas, but focusing on construction related trades. Yes, and we are transforming the way we designed our programs for training. This is cutting across the rest of the programs as well, but for under ARISDP specifically, where we are focusing on oil and gas. Under the project, we have come up with 9 competence-based training curricula, which are internationally recognized. And the curriculum we developed with the support of internationally recognized oil and gas training institutions. And the training institutions that we are working with, for UPIC, we have IFP from France. I hope you have ever heard about IFP. It's the biggest oil and gas training institution in France, and they work closely with Total. So we have IFP. IFP is the training partner for UPIC, and they have worked with UPIC to develop 5 new competence-based curricula for oil and gas. And the process started with a labor market survey in the oil and gas sector. This is a new approach. In TVET, we have not been doing that before. And that's probably can explain why in most cases, the labor market rejects our graduates because they find that they do not have the kind of competencies that are required. So we started with a labor market survey. The labor market survey, the main reason is that we needed to find out from the industries themselves the kind of competencies and skills that they would require our graduates to have, so that they can participate effectively when employed. Okay, so when we did the labor market survey, IFP of France took the lead, and from the labor market survey, key occupations in the oil and gas sector were identified, and occupational standards were developed for those key occupations, and the curriculum, the competence-based curriculum, were developed based on those occupational standards. Okay, and so with that process, we are now sure that when we train students through the curriculum, we will impart in them the skills and the competencies as identified and as prescribed by the industries.
I came here in 2017 when we had little infrastructure. Our students were basically studying in a neighborhood, Uganda Cooperative College. Some before that they were studying in Chema, and they used to do practicals in Kampala. Nakawa Vocational College now. But since then we changed the model that we needed to have students doing all training within our campus.
All this you have seen has been constructed in the last 2 years. From July 2020, during the time of lockdown, and you know, during the lockdown, the construction industry remained active. So that's where we got this, both the infrastructure and the equipment. Actually, world-class equipment, I should say.
You know, in the past, we had so many institutions, like we still have, and each of them were kind of doing their own things. But under this project, we have said there must be some central something. A person who comes out of the skills, out of the TVET training, must have been assessed by some level of standardization across the board. So we've been able to train a number of assessors, so that now wherever you train from, a person who comes out of this skills training and assessed by these people that we have trained, you are sure that they are the people that you want to see in the labor market. They are related to the labor market, and that is what they want. So we've trained so many assessors, and now we are happy. At least when they are assessed that way, we know that we are sending out to the labor market the kind of people that the labor market wants. We have been able to develop a TVET management information system. That is something that was not there in the past. You wouldn't know who are the suppliers of TVET, who are the trainers out there, who are the people that we have trained. So that is something that we are now beginning to streamline. Under this project, we've been able to develop the TVET management information system, and now we can capture the data, and now we can know who is where. We know who is training, and we know who is coming out, and who is assessing, and all that information is put in that.
From my side, I need to give information to parents, first of all, because I am a parent myself. I want to alert my fellow parents that we need to rethink about the future of our children. We need to look at TVET as the most important kind of training that we would desire our children to go through. It should be a #1 choice for our children, because university education we have gone through, and many times we find that our children cannot do anything for themselves when they finished. But with TVET, you will be able to earn a living when you complete training. And with the new approach of TVET, it will be very, very easy for our children to train while they also earn a living, because after training they can go back to the labor market, work, get some money, and come back and again continue training. And it is going to be a long life training. This is the approach we are taking.
Great. The conversations are remarkable. I could not even just engage or interrupt your understanding of the Skilling for Success program. Now that you know, what are you doing about it? Are you skilling yourself, or are you skilling your children, or those under your leadership? That is the question I'm posing to you, countrymen. This program was powered by the Ministry of Education and Sports, the World Bank, and Scaling Uganda. I'm Andrew Chamagero. Till tomorrow, see you again. Good evening.
Ifokia, who got his first diploma from Uganda Technical College Elgon, can quickly find a job. Okezia, who did a short baking course at Wakalasa Agricultural College, can start her own business. And Kato, who got certification in mechanics, can earn a steady income. Then so can you. Your situation can change for the better. Olina potential. Enroll in any certified TVET institution and get the right skills to start a new career today. For more information, please visit the Ministry of Education and Sports offices at the Embassy House, Kampala, or call us on 0414-234-451. You could also visit our website on www.education.go.ug. Olina potential. Enroll in any certified TVET institution and get the right skills to start a new career today. For more information, please visit the Ministry of Education and Sports offices at the Embassy House, Kampala.